69 yards. Touchdown, Steve Smith.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
Had it and dropped it.
McNabb is back. He is firing, and it is caught by Freddie Mitchell. He does have a first down.
Peyton Manning, MVP today. I'm telling you, he is white hot.
Ty Law picks it off. It is over. We're Super Bowl champions again.
Game winners, surprise heroes, and all-time memorable moments. The 2003 playoffs had it all. The first meeting of legendary quarterbacks in January, a game that featured no punts. There was overtime, double overtime, and an epic Super Bowl finish. This is the greatest postseason of all time. The playoffs kicked off in Baltimore with a wild card clash between bitter foes. Anytime the Ravens and Titans got together, you knew it would be a smash-mouth slugfest. Tennessee finished 12-4 in 2003, thanks to NFL co-MVP Steve McNair.
4 and 10. They need to go to the 14. McNair looks backside. Bennett's open. Touchdown, Tennessee. That's your MVP right there.
And how about this Baltimore squad? Jamal Lewis won Offensive Player of the Year, becoming just the 5th player to run for 2,000 yards in a season.
Dual tight end look, and it's Jamal Lewis. Got an opening. I'd say he's going to get his touches. After 1, he has 6. Touchdown, 82 yards.
Ray Lewis was named Defensive Player of the Year for the 2nd time. And oh yeah, the Ravens also drafted Terrell Suggs, the 2003 Defensive Rookie of the Year. Talk about stacked. These teams had a history too. Don't forget, it was Baltimore who kicked the door down in Tennessee back in 2000, upsetting the Titans on their way to a Super Bowl.
Good protection. Intercepted by Ray Lewis, and Lewis is on his way. He's going to go for a touchdown. Oh my!
And Eddie George is heartbroken because that's his fault.
So how would this one shake out? Well, maybe history does repeat itself.
This one tipped by Reed and intercepted by Will Dents. 30, gets a block, 20, 10, touchdown, 56 yards.
Great job. He picked it off, and then he followed his blocking down the sideline. 56 yards and a touchdown.
The Ravens had 5 Pro Bowlers on defense in 2003. Tennessee was no slouch either. The Titans forced 2 Anthony Wright interceptions, and their number 1 rush defense held Jamal Lewis in check.
What would the money have been that you could have got that Eddie George would have outrushed Jamal Lewis today?
First half was dominated by the Titans, and they stopped the Ravens' running game. They really stopped it cold.
The Offensive Player of the Year finished with just 35 rushing yards, his lowest output of the season. Meanwhile, each team traded blows into the second half.
McNair with time, wants it all. McCarron! Touchdown!
What an adjustment by McCarron!
I told you it was played to be made out here. That's one of them. We got a lot more to go. Come on.
2nd and 10. Wright launches it again. This time for Todd Heap. Touchdown!
Todd Heap with the catch, and the Ravens are a point after, away from tying it up. 35 yards on the touchdown.
With 2:44 remaining and the game knotted up, it was time for the MVP to go to work.
In his career, Steve McNair has 16 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime. Can the NFL's co-MVP do it again? Mason, and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
This is from 46 out of the hold of Hentrick to give Tennessee the lead. Snap. Anderson's kick on the way. Good! Gary Anderson has unloaded from 46 yards away.
Yep, that was 44-year-old Gary Anderson nailing the game winner. Baltimore out, Tennessee on to the divisional round. Okay, moving over to the NFC, this Cowboys-Panthers matchup was a game of firsts. John Fox's first playoff game as a head coach of Carolina, Jake Delhomme's first ever playoff start. They'd square off against Bill Parcells in his first season with Dallas. It was also the first playoff game without Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, or Michael Irvin. The Big Tuna era was underway.
Tell you what, boys, we got a lot to do here.
Dallas finished with the league's best total defense in 2003 and also number 1 against the pass, but it didn't look like that early on.
On 3rd down and 3, DeLong throws to the outside, caught by Smith. Inside move to spring free into Cowboy territory. Being chased to the end zone and is knocked down just short of the end zone.
Yak to 0 bunch. Toss 38 Gator.
3rd and 10 from the 23-yard line, and they're going to keep it on the ground. And Davis is going to spin to the outside and go up for the touchdown.
Play action, pumps downfield.
Oh, yeah.
Muhammad's wide open at the 30, far sideline 20, cuts left, fumbles the ball. Fall on it. Who's got it? Carolina.
I smell blood too. Hey, I'm like a shark in the water right now.
Carolina's Steve Smith and Muhsin Muhammad each went for over 100 yards receiving in a wild card beatdown.
3rd and 3, DeLong back in the pocket downfield. It goes for Steve Smith with coverage there. He went up and got it. Touchdown!
Steve Smith, you taking Newman to school. Newman don't know where he's at. Man coverage, I'm eating his ass up. I'm Pac-Man, baby.
Julius Peppers put the finishing touches on a 29-10 Panther victory.
2nd down and 1 from the 43-yard line. Here comes the blitz. They get off a screen, and it turns out to be an interception by Julius Peppers. And Peppers takes it all the way inside the 15-yard line.
We're going to St. Louis! Barbecue and cold beer! Woo! We want the ball, we're going to score.
We know it, we love it, but Matt Hasselbeck's infamous proclamation in Green Bay almost never happened. Let's rewind 1 week. The Packers needed a miracle to even get into the postseason. Enter Josh McCown.
This is the ball game. 4th down. 5, 4. They're watching in Green Bay. McCown for the end zone. It's caught. Nathan Pearl, touchdown.
And just like that, the Pack were NFC North champs, and in came their former head coach of all people.
Old friends getting together before this game. Mike Holmgren, his former student, Brett Favre, talking it over before the Seahawks take on the Packers.
This was a game of connections. Hasselbeck, making his first playoff start, backed up Brett Favre in Green Bay for 2 seasons. Seattle defensive coordinator Ray Rhodes was the head coach of the Packers in 1999. His successor, none other than Mike Sherman, who left his gig as Seattle's offensive coordinator.
What the hell's going on out here?
And don't forget Amon Green, who played his first 2 seasons in Seattle before breaking out with the Pack. Green racked up 110 yards from scrimmage in a game that featured 5 one-yard touchdown runs.
Handoff Alexander, sprinting to the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Hasselbeck takes the snap, hands off Alexander, powering forward, touchdown Seahawks.
Get Green right side of the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Amon Green! And the Packers vault into the lead.
Alexander into the house for the 3rd time. That's a Seahawks postseason record.
Brett Favre's 18th career playoff game would come down to the wire, and the future Hall of Famer got Green Bay in position to win it in regulation.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is short.
And so it was off to overtime. We'll just let it roll from here.
What do you call?
I'd like to call heads.
Heads is called.
Look at him, he's laughing.
Heads! Seattle has won the toss.
We want the ball, we're going to score.
Oh boy. How about that from Matt?
Seattle's won the toss. We'll receive.
His good day continues with calling heads. But then at the end, you hear him, and that was over the PA system here at Lambeau Field, saying we want the ball and we're going to score. They're coming. The pass is picked off. Intercepted. Back the other way.
What a finish to an outstanding football game.
And the Green Bay Packers have defeated the Seattle Seahawks in another legendary Lambeau finish.
On the plus side, Seattle would go on to win the NFC West each of their next 4 seasons. The victory would send the Packers to Philly, where another mind-boggling moment awaited them. More to come on that in a bit. The final wild card game of 2003 takes us to Indianapolis, where 27-year-old Peyton Manning was in search of his first playoff win. The Colts hosted Denver, who just 2 weeks earlier dominated Indy. The NFL co-MVP had his worst game of the season in a 31-17 loss.
He's going to be hit and sacked. Four-man rush, and they've been able to get some pressure on Peyton because they know the run is out of the question. A thrashing for the Colts here tonight.
Denver had the league's second-best rushing offense and a top-5 defense, a perfect recipe for slowing down a high-powered Colts squad. So how would Manning fare when everything was on the line? Totally different story.
6 to 7 in the box right now as Peyton back to throw. Lofts it down the middle. Stokely's got a touchdown. Brandon Stokely!
Boy, what a start to the ball game.
Steps up, throws one over the middle. Marvin's got it at the 30, first down. And now he's up and running. He's going to score. Nobody touched him. Touchdown. Marvin Harrison used his brains.
Well, you can spell Peyton Manning MVP today. I'm telling you, he is white hot.
One play. And who's the MVP? You better believe it. Peyton Manning's fourth touchdown pass.
Manning on 3rd and goal. Throws inside the 5. Touchdown, Reggie Wayne.
It was over before it even started. The Colts scored on their first 7 possessions. Manning recorded a perfect passer rating and one of the greatest aerial displays in postseason history. His 377 yards and 5 touchdowns powered the Colts to their first ever home playoff win in Indianapolis, and off to Kansas City they went. Before we get to the next round, let's take a moment to spotlight 2003's division winners.
1st and 10, McMichael the tight end in motion, and Fiedler right to right, intercepted, touchdown, Teddy Bruschi, unbelievable!
The Patriots won their final 12 games to lock up the AFC's number 1 seed. Led by 3 All-Pros on defense, New England allowed the fewest points in the NFL.
Look for Priest Holmes here. Here he goes. He's out there. He's in. Touchdown. NFL record.
Kansas City finished 13-3 thanks to 27 Priest Holmes touchdowns, a then single-season record. The Chiefs sent 9 players to the Pro Bowl and scored the most points in the NFL.
And you know it'll be a directional kick attempt. Bounces at the 21 and picked up by Westbrook. Westbrook on the return. Here comes Westbrook. He's got a lead. Here comes Westbrook. He gets by. Brian Westbrook going all the way.
Philly secured the NFC's number 1 seed, winning 10 of their final 11 games. They were truly an all-hands-on-deck offense. No player on the Eagles roster reached 1,000 yards from scrimmage.
Bulger wide open. What a catch! Oh, what a catch for a touchdown, Holt. Torrey Holt with a sensational grab.
Led by All-Pro Torrey Holt, the Rams finished with the second-best scoring offense in the league. Mark Bulger took the QB job from Kurt Warner and went 12-3 as a starter. That leads us to the first NFC divisional bout, Carolina and St. Louis, in what would be the 5th longest game in NFL history. The Panthers took command of the trenches, rushing for 216 yards on the night.
Handoff to Stephen Davis, who bursts one, and Davis in a foot race, and one man has a chance at him and knocks him out of bounds.
Meanwhile, coming off a nearly 1,700-yard season, Holt was limited to just 2 catches for 21 yards. Yet, the Rams stayed in it, thanks in large part to kicker Jeff Wilkins, who nailed 5 field goals, tying a then playoff record.
It's a field goal world out here today, ain't it? It's a field goal fest.
So far, Wilkins has had just short field goals. This is his first long one, and it's good.
But Carolina held a 23-12 lead with less than 3 minutes to go, and that's when business started to pick up.
And here it is, Marshall Faulk diving inside, touchdown. And it's a field goal difference with 2:39 on the clock.
Hey, put some bounce on it, Wilt.
Here's the kick, and it bounces. It's free. It's a free ball near the 40-yard line. I think St. Louis has it. They do.
And Bill, they will definitely be taking a shot in the end zone.
And the clock continues to move. Clock continues to run.
That doesn't show a lot of confidence in Mark Bulger, the quarterback. Or they may just be thinking field goal right now. That is not Mike Martz football typically.
That is unbelievable.
Here comes the kick to send it to overtime.
It is good.
Good job, D-line. Hey, they'll wear down now. They're going to wear down, not us.
And just like that, we are headed to overtime. Still, neither team could find a way to win, though.
Now the Panthers are definitely in field goal range for John Casey. Snap is good. Placement's good. Casey's kick is up on the way, and this time no! Missed it! I don't believe it.
Jeff Wilkins for his 6th field goal of the day and a berth in the NFC Championship game. Snap back, fall down. Kick is up, on its way. It is no good, just short.
And now John Fox with a chance to cheer. An incredible turn of events.
So we mentioned how Bulger took over the starting role and had a great year, right? Unfortunately, he threw 22 interceptions, tied for tops in the NFL that season. Bulger's third pick of the night was the turning point.
Here comes everybody on the blitz, and we still can't get to Bulger. Throws it downfield. Picked off! Ricky Manning picked it off!
What a play by Ricky Manning to come up with a huge play for the Carolina Panthers.
And they're freezing their butts off in New England waiting for this game to end.
Third down and 14. DeLone fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flags down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
69 yards, and we are going to the NFC Championship game.
The Panthers would face the winner of Philly-Green Bay. The loss sent the Rams into a tailspin. They wouldn't have another winning season until 2017. Switching back to the AFC, this Titans-Patriots game was a forgotten classic. New England won a 38-30 shootout earlier that season.
McNair to the sideline, picked off, Ty Law, see you later. Touchdown, New England.
But points were at a premium this time around, and that's because the game time temperature was just 4 degrees, making this one of the coldest games in NFL history.
I have never been so cold in my life.
Despite the elements, Tom Brady still attempted 41 passes and got the Pats on the board early.
Brady gets all kinds of protection, throwing down the middle, caught, touchdown.
But it was defense that made this New England team special. They allowed just 11 passing touchdowns all year, fewest in the league. Helps when you have studs all across the unit.
Oh, he just saw it all the way. Willie McGinnis goes flying out there.
And McNair going to put it up. Going to go deep down the sideline. It is intercepted. Rodney Harrison, 31 yards out. High snap. It gets down. It's blocked.
Well, this one was blocked by Richard Seymour. Second time this season he's done it.
But Tennessee hung around, tying the game late in the third quarter.
They're bringing the house. Blitz coming. Throw. Mason gets away. 5. End zone. Did he get in? Touchdown. Titans.
Trailing by 3 points with time ticking down, McNair and the Titans had to make something happen.
He looks, he fires downfield. Bennett makes the catch. It is a catch.
Bennett goes over the top of him, snakes that thing in, gets his feet down for the first down.
The Patriots defense has to make one more play, and they've got to make it right here and right now. 4th and 12, Patriot 42-yard line.
Here they come. Harrison, he throws it up. Bennett coming back for it, had it, and dropped it.
The ball was knocked out of the hands of Drew Bennett, and the Patriots will advance to the AFC Championship game. Patriots defense needed to make one more play, and they made it.
We live another week.
The Titans wouldn't win another playoff game until 2017. The following day had just as much action. 2 offensive juggernauts went toe-to-toe at Arrowhead in what was later dubbed the no-punt game. We didn't see a punter the entire day.
10th play of this opening drive. The fake to Rhodes. Manning down the middle to Stokely. Touchdown!
For as great as Kansas City was at pouring on the points, they were not equipped to handle Peyton Manning and the Colts offense. The Chiefs had the 29th total defense in the NFL, and it showed throughout the day.
James, a huge hole, touchdown!
With the lack of defense on display in this one, every possession was paramount. KC looked to be back in it until a costly mistake turned the tide back to the Colts.
Give it to that horse and let him run!
Lead draw, Holmes at the 30, big hole. 40-yard line, darts left at the 50. Stumbles forward, still on his feet, 35-30. Angling down and fumbles the ball late. A fumble has been called. Indianapolis has the ball.
But Holmes redeemed himself with a 1-yard scoring plunge to make it a 7-point game. The second half went back and forth, leaving fans on the edge of their seats.
And throws deep for Wayne, touchdown!
The Colts have scored on every drive with the exception at the end of the first half. 31-17 Colts, late third. Now, Dante Hall wants to get it back in a hurry. Now he darts to the right side, explodes to the 40. He might do it. He's just got the kicker to beat. It's a foot race at the 25-20, cuts back, 15, 10, Hines, touchdown! Kansas City, 93-yard kickoff return.
by the human joystick.
And they give us to Edgerrin, and he bangs into the middle. Did he get in? The Colts think so. Yes, he did. Touchdown.
It's Holmes setting up about it. And he has 1 touchdown. He has 2 touchdowns.
Holmes tallied over 200 yards from scrimmage, while Dante Hall gained over 200 yards on returns. At 38-31 in the fourth, this instant classic came down to one question: could the Chiefs make a stop?
8 for 10 third down conversion they are. 8 for 10.
Edgerrin James was stopped, and second effort somehow kept him from going down, and his legs kept driving.
And then Manning pulls up and throws the lob complete to James, and he has a first down.
Manning threw for 304 yards and 3 touchdowns in the only playoff game ever with no punts. In fact, up to this point, Indy had yet to send a punter onto the field in the postseason. It's another chapter in the Colts crushing Kansas City's playoff hopes.
To tie it and send it into possible overtime. It is no good.
Drive still alive for the Chiefs. Green buried again.
They can't block him.
Fumble recovered by Indianapolis.
Coming in with a wild card game against the Colts, leading 38-10 early in the third quarter. It will be one of the greatest comebacks in AFC playoff history as Andrew Luck leads the Colts back, and they're going to win it 45-44.
Okay, last divisional game here, and it sure provided one of the all-time great playoff moments. Philly had already got the best of the Packers earlier that year on a last-second touchdown in Week 10.
On 2nd and 4, throwing to the corner of the end zone and caught by Todd Pinkston for the touchdown. Makes the catch to give the Eagles the lead.
So coming off a thrilling wild card win, Green Bay was out for revenge, and their momentum carried over, opening up a quick 14-0 lead.
Play action. Favre going for it all for Ferguson. End zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Lofts the left side of the end zone. Leaping attempt is made, and it's Robert Ferguson. Touchdown. He took it away from the defensive back. He just won the fight with the defensive back, took it away for the touchdown.
You remember when Rocky fought Mr. T the first time, how Mr. T whipped his ass? They getting that ass whooped.
This was Brett Favre's 7th career divisional round appearance, but this Packer team was built on the ground. Running back Ahman Green racked up over 2,200 yards from scrimmage and 20 touchdowns in 2003, and he shined bright in this game.
Give Ahman Green, right side, breaks through, 34-yard burst, Ahman Green, and the Packers are at the doorstep. 26-yard gain on a play that began in stumbling fashion.
Green carried the ball 25 times for 156 yards that night, but Philly didn't go away. Deuce Staley cut the lead to 7 in the second quarter. Then the Eagles made a crucial goal line stand at the end of the half.
Can they stop the Packers right here? Favre puts a man in motion. He turns, gives it to Ahman Green, who is not in.
He didn't get it.
They stopped him again. The kind of play by the defense that could change this game dramatically.
So game on. Fast forward to early in the fourth quarter where prime Donovan McNabb was on full display.
And still rolling. He's looking, fires, and it is complete for a touchdown just inside the pylon to Todd Pinkston.
McNabb notched 248 yards through the air and another 107 on the ground that night. Still, there was work to do. After a Ryan Longwell field goal put the Packers ahead by 3, Philadelphia had one final drive to keep their season alive.
He's back. He steps up. He's being chased. He's being grabbed. Throws the football away. They're going to blow it dead. All the way back at the 25-yard line.
Green Bay was on the hunt that night, sacking McNabb 8 times. So here we go. Everything at stake on 4th and 26.
And the Eagles' season may very well hinge on this very next play. Here it is. It is 4th and 26. McNabb is back. He's looking. He is firing. And it is caught by Freddie Mitchell. Does he have the first down? He does. He does have the first down.
We've seen longer 4th down conversions, but none with this much on the line. How about this for irony? Remember, Green Bay got into the playoffs because of a 4th and 25 miracle in Week 17. This time, the 4th and long conversion went the other way. Freddie Mitchell's first catch of the night made him a Philly legend, and it set the Eagles up for a game-tying kick.
Here we go. Hold your breath. The ball is spotted. The kick is away. It's good! And we're tied with 5 seconds left.
Then in overtime, the gunslinger paid the price.
Favre just heaves it. Only Eagles are there, and it's picked up by Dawkins.
Oh, my goodness.
B-Dawk just made a huge play. 31-yard field goal attempt by David Akers. The kick is up, and the kick is, it's good! David Akers has just kicked the field goal that has sent the Eagles into the NFC Championship game.
And so we're down to 4. How awesome was this postseason? 7 of 11 games were decided by one score, including every divisional round matchup. Conference Championship weekend kicked off with a highly anticipated AFC title game in Foxborough.
Gillette Stadium is alive and kicking for today's AFC Championship between Indianapolis and New England.
The first ever playoff matchup between Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. The former was 0-3 against Brady coming into the season, and the Colts lost a heartbreaker to New England earlier that year.
This football game comes down to this play. Give it to James, straight ahead, he didn't get there. Willie McGinnis.
Brady and company looked comfortable in the elements early on.
Brady has been magnificent so far.
His passing game is flawless.
Quick pump, touchdown.
So they've come marching right back. This offensive juggernaut has been unstoppable so far in the playoffs.
Manning takes the snap, looks to his left, pressure coming. He throws the back of the end zone. Interception. Bad throw. Well, a great Colts drive cut short by an interception.
Should have never thrown it.
The first half was a total disaster for the Colts as things went from bad to worse.
From his own 41. Play fake. Buys him time. Now on a roll and throws, and it is intercepted. Ty Law picks it off.
Snap is over his head. Way back. Hunter Smith is going to have to kick it out for a safety. 15-0 in favor of New England. Everything has gone wrong. The snow is really beginning to accumulate now. Ooh, boy. Snap to Manning. Peyton out of the shotgun. Throws upfield. Caught by Harrison. He lost the football. It's that kind of day, folks. Yep.
The elite wide receiver duo of Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne combined for just 65 total yards on the day, but credit Indy for keeping the game alive. Midway through the third, it was still a one-score game. Enter Ty Law.
Manning on the move, flips it, incomplete. Is it picked off? Ty Law again. Not a heavy rush at all. Far sideline, short, picked off. Ty Law. Interception of the day for Ty Law.
3 interceptions by the future Hall of Famer essentially put the game on ice, though Manning did cut the lead to 7 late. Adam Vinatieri sealed another Super Bowl trip with his 5th field goal.
The kick is up, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good! And the Patriots are heading back to the Super Bowl. Sentiment was that no one could stop the Colts. Well, someone just did.
Manning wouldn't get the best of Brady in the playoffs until 2006. Looking at the bigger picture, this result had major ramifications on the future of the passing game. New England's physicality on the Colts receivers that day prompted the NFL to take a harsher stance on defensive holding and illegal contact made by DBs. The following season, Manning went on to break the single-season record for passing touchdowns. So who would the Patriots face in the Super Bowl? Let's go to the link for the Eagles' 3rd straight NFC title game appearance. The Cardiac Cats were riding high after Steve Smith's OT walk-off and looking to avenge a Week 13 loss to Philly. Offense didn't come easy in this one. Both teams were held to less than 300 total yards, converting just 23% of their third downs. Translation, it was an ugly game, but the scoreless tie was finally broken in the second quarter.
Blitz coming. Panthers pick it up. Jump ball, touchdown. And who is it? Their big man, Muhsin Muhammad.
For as great as McNabb was the previous week, the Panthers did everything to make it a struggle. So many times the playoffs bring us a surprise hero. That night, he was wearing number 24 in white.
Under a minute to play, another blitz from Cousin. He's picked up. The pass is picked off by Manning.
McNabb short drop looks, it's a slant. Manning picks that off!
Hey, there go 2. That's 2, they better leave him alone.
3rd down and 13. McNabb guns it, it's in the air, and it's Manning again.
They better leave this West Side Rider alone, baby. I told him it's garbage.
In just 10 minutes of game action, cornerback Ricky Manning had the interception hat trick. He became the first ever player to have 3 picks in an NFC Championship game, and there's some more history. This was the first and only time 2 different players had 3 interceptions on championship weekend. The stingy Panthers held McNabb to just 100 passing yards and put the game away in the third quarter.
Toss to Foster. Foster's fighting for the touchdown. What an effort.
Oh my goodness! Deshaun Foster, on a play that took a minute and a half, was able to get into the end zone as he kept stretching it outside, bouncing off tacklers, and he gets a touchdown.
It was another gut punch loss for a Philly fan base that hadn't seen their team in a Super Bowl since 1980. Fortunately, they finally broke through the following season. So yes, clearly the 2003 playoffs were phenomenal, but what other postseasons could be in the conversation for best ever? Well, let's start with a recent year in 2021. 9 out of 13 games were decided by 1 score.
Pass. Caught. Got it. Touchdown.
Not to mention an all-time classic between Kansas City and Buffalo. The 2014 season ended with arguably the greatest Super Bowl ever and the most shocking finish ever.
Russell Wilson extends the hands he has. Wilson, quick throw. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by Malcolm Butler. The New England Patriots are on to a celebration.
We also had the controversial Dez Bryant no-catch game, a thrilling Dallas-Detroit wildcard ending, and the most insane NFC Championship game you'll ever see.
Wilson toward the end zone. Seattle's going to the Super Bowl!
Can't forget 2007, aka the year of the upset. Jacksonville topped Pittsburgh in the wild card, the Chargers stunned the Colts in the divisional round, and those pesky Giants not only spoiled Dallas's playoff hopes, but they pulled the ultimate upset in Super Bowl 42.
Back to throw. The rush. Gonna be hit. Gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it. Now he fires downfield, and it is caught at the 24-yard line. How in the world did he do that?
Ball was on his helmet, but he got his other hand on it and pulled it in.
4 years later, we all watched Tim Tebow and Demaryius Thomas shock the Steelers.
Out at the 40. It's Thomas at the 50. Stiffer got him free to the 30, to the 20. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime.
Then there was the epic Saints-49ers shootout, one of the most underrated playoff games ever. Baltimore suffered a crushing last-second loss to the Pats in the AFC title game, and speaking of New England, it was Eli Manning who got the best of them again in the Super Bowl. Jump back to 1999 for the Music City Miracle.
Taken by Neal. He gives it to Wycheck. Wycheck, that looked like a forward pass. Taken by Dyson. Dyson down the sideline. Dyson's going to go all the way. And there is no flag.
Tennessee went on to upset the Colts and Jags on the way to the Super Bowl, where the Cinderella Rams completed their magical season.
Probably the final play of the game in regulation. It is caught by Dyson. Can he get in? No, he cannot. Mike Jones made the tackle. And the Rams have won the Super Bowl.
The 2006 postseason featured 6 games decided by 4 points or less. Costly mistakes loomed large that year.
Romo simply juggled the snap. That is the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever seen. Tony Romo dropped the ball.
Here comes the rush. Brady gets it away. It is bobbled and picked off.
McCree fumbled it,
Oh,
and the
New
Patriots
England!
fall on it.
New England's got it back at the 32. McCree dropped it as he was hit.
Intercepted. Colts are going to the Super Bowl.
And finally, let's rewind all the way back to 1981 for a postseason of nicknames. Dan Fouts and the Chargers outlasted the Dolphins during the Epic in Miami. The following week, San Diego was thwarted in sub-zero conditions for the Freezer Bowl in Cincinnati. And last but certainly not least, Joe Montana and Dwight Clark connected on The Catch, launching the NFL's next dynasty.
3rd and 3. He has the ball. Montana rolling out the right, looking toward the end zone, throwing under pressure, throws his pass. Caught by Clark. Clark got a touchdown. Dwight Clark has it. It's a touchdown for the 49ers.
Okay, back to the 2003 playoffs. We've made it to the final matchup. Houston, Texas was the location. The Panthers and Patriots battling it out in a truly underrated Super Bowl. Would 26-year-old Tom Brady secure his second Lombardi? Were the Patriots becoming a dynasty before our eyes? And on the flip side, could the Panthers really do this?
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. We'll settle this on the field. Don't get trash talk with them.
There's no sugarcoating this. The first half of that game was an absolute slog.
Out of Walter's hole, the kick is on the way, and it is, no, got blocked at the line of scrimmage. Malone under pressure and goes down on the reverse, and that one is stuffed in the backfield.
Finally, with 3 minutes before halftime, the stalemate was broken. All 61 points were scored in the game's final 33 minutes.
Brady, play action fake, fires, end zone, touchdown!
The floodgates had opened, the defensive struggle turned into arena football with 24 points poured on before halftime.
Gonna go deep down the far sideline. It is caught! Touchdown!
Steve Smith beat Tyrone Poole down the far sideline.
Brady, time, deep, has his man, caught! Deion Branch. Brady, play fake, throw, touchdown!
Now we got a football game.
We had no points in the first 27 minutes of this game, and then 24 points onto the board in the last 3 minutes and 5 seconds of the first half.
But hold it right there. The Patriots and Panthers went back to smashmouth ball in the scoreless third quarter. At 14-10, the fireworks were set to go off for maybe the wildest final stanza in Super Bowl history.
On 2nd and 10 to Sean Foster. Foster breaks through. 30, still on his feet. 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
Play action. Delhomme back to throw. Nobody open. Now sets up. Deep downfield from Muhammad. He's got it at the 30. He's to the 20. Stiff arms a tackler. Touchdown! Oh my goodness! 85 yards.
Please let the world know how physical they are.
Well, they've been physical to Marvin Harrison and them little guys, but they don't want none of this. They don't want none of that.
Richard Seymour comes into the game, and Mike Vrabel comes into the game. They will both be checking in as eligible receivers. Seymour, the fullback, offset right, play action fake. Brady fires, touchdown to Mike Vrabel. Patriots take the lead.
Floats it in the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Carolina!
The two teams combined for 868 yards of offense that night, second most in Super Bowl history. 37 points were scored in the fourth quarter alone, still a Super Bowl record. With just over a minute left, New England was going to get the ball back with a chance to score. Carolina kicker John Casey made that task a lot easier.
Casey's kick, way off to the side. Well, Casey picked the wrong time to come up with a kick that goes out of bounds because the Patriots are now set up at their own 40-yard line.
I'm sitting over there sweating bullets, and Ty Law, he looked at me. He said, Rodney, we're not going to lose this game. You know why? Because we have Tom Brady.
Direct snap to Brady. Rolls out to his left. Looking, fires up the field. It is caught, awaiting the snap. He's got it. Drops back to throw. Looks, fires, caught.
And New England with 8 seconds left will call a timeout.
Timeout, New England.
It'll be about a 41-yard field goal attempt for Adam Vinatieri. Angle to the left, 41-yard field goal attempt coming for Adam Vinatieri. Snap, ball down, kick up, kick is on the way, kick is good! Kick is good! It is over! We're Super Bowl champions again!
In his second Super Bowl win in 3 seasons, MVP Tom Brady led another game-winning drive as the Patriots solidified themselves as the NFL's new powerhouse. The Panthers are still waiting on their first Lombardi trophy.